Hey everybody, it's Melissa, the Unlikely Hiker. I hope everyone is doing really good. Today I wanted to talk about 5 mistakes that beginner backpackers make, and I actually make some of them still. So the first mistake that so many beginner backpackers make is poor trip planning. And this includes underestimating the route, the terrain, basically everything about the trail and what you might need for that particular location. Planning is the key to success and having fun on any backpacking trip that you take. The more planning you put into it, the more you're prepared, the more fun that you're gonna have. The second mistake that so many people make, and I did up until a point when I got called out for it, is packing too many clothes. So it seems logical, well, if I'm gonna be out for 4 nights, I need 4 sets of clothes. No, because once you start going, you're gonna start sweating in those clothes that you had on yesterday, today, clean clothes. There's no such thing as clean clothes, basically, is what I'm telling you. So you need something to sleep in, and you need something to hike in. You need a rain shell or wind jacket, and maybe an insulating layer. That's pretty much it. Oh, don't forget extra socks. You're allowed to overpack extra socks. Remember, very important. So packing extra clothes is kind of like packing your fears, and you really want to avoid that because it's going to add a lot of bulk and unnecessary weight to your pack. The third mistake that so many people make, and to this day I struggle with this, is overestimating your food needs. So it's actually shocking how less hungry you are than you think you're going to be. So it's very difficult to estimate what your food needs are going to be, but if you just go out on the weekends, you're not going to be as hungry as you think, especially if you're kind of pushing yourself. Your body sort of tends to not want to eat in those situations. So be reasonable with the amount of food that you bring. Do make sure that you have a little bit of extra food just in case you get stuck out there, but not too much. The fourth mistake actually ties into the food just a little bit. It's improperly hanging your bear bag. Look behind me. There's not very many trees that are suitable to hang a bear bag. And that's the case across the Adirondacks. It's just the way that it is. And if you find one, it's probably not far enough away from the lean-to, or you can't hang it high enough and over far enough. And these things are key. You don't want to hang it too close to where you're camping because that kind of defeats the purpose of hanging the bear bag. So make sure that you're hanging it at least 150 or 200 feet away from where you're sleeping, and about 10 to 12 feet up and 10 to 12 feet away from the tree. Remember that. Very hard to do around here. The fifth mistake that beginner backpackers make, that again I still do to this day, is not trying out your gear before you get out there. Now you would think, oh my gosh, Mel, she's a gearhead, she's got all kinds of gear. Yeah, I get excited when I get it. And recently, trip a few weeks ago, I got a new tent. I set it up, but I didn't really do too much with it. And then when I went out, it took me nearly an hour to get that tent set up. I did eventually get it set up really well, but the point is I should have done that here at home. And that goes with your tent, your sleeping pad, your backpack, your water filter. There's so many things you want to make sure that they work before you head out on the trail, because some of those things could be a deal breaker. And bonus tip, and this ties into the food bag: don't cook where you are sleeping. A number of years ago, I decided to break out some guacamole and something else stinky. It was April, bears are waking up. I was only about a mile from my car, but I didn't see the bear, but I could hear the bear was stalking me. I was eating in the lean-to. Duh. Never should have done that. That was a huge mistake. I know it seems fun to hike out with your pals, get to your campsite, get a fire going, cook a meal, you really should cook a little further away from your campsite so that you're not attracting animals directly to where you're sleeping. So that's pretty much all I got for you today. I hope you got something from these tips. If you've made some mistakes, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. I hope you're getting out there and living your life. Take care. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.